I was born here, so shall we say the last century, many, many years ago. But I've lived in other places as well. So I've lived in Toronto and I've lived out in BC and did a lot of traveling. So I haven't always lived in Windsor, but been back in Windsor since 1998, full time. My name is Elaine Weeks, and I am a writer, author, and editor for a company that we created called Walkerville Publishing, and we do local history books primarily. I'm just trying to, there's so many that I guess I remember parades on Olette Avenue related to Emancipation Day celebrations. And so there would be people from the US, from Detroit area, marching up Olette Avenue. And they were really, it was a great, great spectacle to see. So I remember that. I might have been 4 or 5 years old. I remember that when the trees were cut down, the elm trees, because of Dutch elm disease. And that was, living in Walkerville, that was really sad to see all these trees, beautiful tall trees cut down. So that yeah, again, I was really young. So kind of two memories that relate to loss and celebration, I guess. We lived in Walkerville. I grew up on Devonshire Road and really close to Walkerville Collegiate. So it was just across the street, basically. The park was right across the street, Willisted Park. And so it was very handy to the library, which was the purpose of the function of Willisted Manor at the time. It was a library and an art gallery. So kids from King Edward and Walkerville mostly from King Edward, would use the library for doing homework and researching, etc., and playing in the park. So it was really, really great existence. I really enjoyed growing up in this area. And there were, I was close enough to Wyandotte to come down here sometimes and get an ice cream. Oh, peaceful time. I would go down to the river, for sure, walk along the Detroit River. And we are very lucky in Windsor to have, we have Detroit right across the river, and it's basically our best asset because, of course, we can go over there and enjoy all kinds of things, concerts, all the, sports that we want and so forth, and shopping. But we have the view of the river and Detroit. So walking along the riverfront is really peaceful, relaxing. Plus you get to see other people from all over the world who've moved to Windsor, so it's really cool. And so that would be one place. And also I really like going to Ojibwe Park, which is our amazing urban eco gem. And we have, I don't know if many people even know about Ojibwe, but it is going to be turned into a national urban park, which is, I think, only going to be the second one in the whole country, after a lot of advocating for that to happen, because it is so small and it's sort of surrounded by industry, roads. It's kind of cut off, but it really needed protection. And it has many, many species that aren't even seen elsewhere in the country, plant-wise. Oh, I don't know. I like them all. I can't tell you which one. Oh, this one, I think, this became a Canadian bestseller, which is really rare for a regional book. And we printed this 3 times. We've sold, I don't know how many thousands of these books. So I would say this could be my favorite because of the popularity of this book and the fact that it's full of great memories of the city. And we discovered that not only were people that grew up here in this time frame buying it, but people that were new to the city were buying it because they wanted to know more about Windsor and they wanted to understand, so they can get a better sense, a better idea of learning about their adopted city. that sense of community, because I think that history also relates to your community, of course, and it makes a community stronger when you have a lot of visible history, and visible history existing in the form of buildings. We lost a lot of buildings in Windsor, unfortunately, heritage buildings. That would be one of the biggest things. In fact, some of the books that we do address look at that phenomenon of loss in terms of our built. We figured out, guesstimating, over the years since the 50s, we probably lost 2,000 buildings in Windsor, which is a lot. We could use more parks, first of all, because we really don't have that many parks. The parks that we have are, many of them are due to my dad's understanding and vision of having green space so that people can live higher quality of life. Because, you can't just work and go home and have nowhere else to go. So unless you want to go spend your money somewhere in a mall, so he understood that people needed to go out into nature. He was the one who realized that used to be a landfill. Well, we can turn that into a hill. And everybody said he was crazy. But he said, no, it can be done. And it was done. We need that kind of thinking here. It's really crucial to the quality of life to have places for people to go and not feel as if their lives are basically consisting of working and going home and having a family. They need more.